In 33 years of my existence, you would have thought that I would have at least visited a country like Spain, which was on my doorstep at least once in my lifetime. But no, here's my first experience of it, so here we are in Valencia.
Valencia is Spain's third largest city following Madrid and Barcelona. Originally founded as a Roman colony in the 2nd century BC, it has ever since been located on the southeastern coast of the country and serves as both the capital of the province of Valencia and the autonomous Valencian community. The city has roughly 800,000 inhabitants, which extends to about 2.5 million when you consider the entire metropolitan area. Walking around the many alleys and streets of Valencia, you will encounter the old traditional charm of Spanish and Valencian culture intrinsically defined within the city's architectural and artistic character, both of which contribute immensely to the city's heritage. But in Valencia, one will also find a modern metropolis with tourists and residents coming from all over the world.
Okay, so we're now in front of Market Central, which is one of the highlights of Valencia. It's one of the biggest tourist hotspots over here in the city, and it's actually one of Europe's longest running markets, so we're about to check it out right now.
The colours and smells of the fresh foods within the market have long fascinated visitors to the city. From the aroma of the spices, the fresh fruits and vegetables, as well as the seafood and meats, these have long contributed to the heritage and renowned disposition of Valencia today. But the market also has a number of traditional tapas and paella stalls for those interested in trying fresh local cuisine. The market also remains today to be a point of fascination for visiting tourists that come to see its Art Nouveau style architecture and unique dome. Market Central is not only one of Europe's longest running markets, but it's also one of Europe's largest. It was initially opened as an open-air market in 1839, known as Mercat Nou, and the building in which it is now housed was completed in 1928.
So here we are in front of the Ricos Bar, which is apparently the narrowest building in all of Europe at only 107 centimeters. For those who want to embrace the full cultural experience of Valencia, one place I recommend is going to the School of Rice and Paella, where you can learn to make an authentic Valencian seafood or vegetarian paella.
For our cooking lesson, we went with the Valencian paella, which included rabbit meat, chicken, snails, and a variety of vegetables and spices. The ingredients that you see here were bought at the Market Central with the help of an instructor from the cooking school.
What can I say? Well, we made a paella today.
And now,
I'm trying to cross the line. I'm trying to have
Lovely.
So we're now in front of the one monument that pretty much defines historical Valencia, Valencia Cathedral.
The Valencia Cathedral, also known as St. Mary's Cathedral, was originally consecrated in 1238 and built on the site of a Moorish mosque following the Reconquista. The building of the cathedral began at the end of the 13th century, and most of it was completed by the 15th century. The cathedral also continued to be built after this period, and this is indicative in the periodic influences exhibited in the cathedral's architecture and interior. As well as Gothic, one would also find elements from the Renaissance, Baroque, and Neoclassical periods. In the present day, it continues to house a large proportion of Valencia's medieval heritage, including religious literature, as well as numerous relics and paintings. The interior contains numerous archways, chapels, and prayer spots, but also a museum dedicated to the history of Valencia and the cathedral's contribution to the city's heritage.
So we just made it to the top of Valencia Cathedral Tower. It consisted of many stairs, so one would have to be pretty fit to get up there in as little time as possible. Nevertheless, getting up on top of the tower, it's well worth it when you come and see this view. Okay, so we're now back in the Central Market, and we're actually at the Central Bar, and we're having our first authentic Spanish tapas.
patatas bravas.
Oh, wonderful. So So historically and controversially, one sport that's been often associated with Spain and Spanish culture is bullfighting. And right behind me is Valencia's original bullfighting ring.
Though bullfighting is a conventional sport nowadays and visiting the Bullring might not be everyone's cup of tea, one may still appreciate its historical significance as a museum.
So the city of Valencia also has its own beach, that's La Malvarosa Beach, and it stretches 1.8 kilometers along the city's coastline.
Getting to La Malvarosa Beach from the city centre by public transport is not very difficult. The trains and trams as part of the city's metro system will take you close enough, but another way to get there is by bus. The beach can get very busy with city dwellers in the summer, especially during the weekends, but here you will find a very authentic and energetic atmosphere that almost defines the coastal culture of Valencia. Lined up parallel to the beach are several hotels, restaurants, and shops, teeming with tourists, cyclists, and the odd entertainer.
This kind of resembles the Wild Wild West of old Mexico, as you see in the Wild Wild West movies.
Lastly, we would also like to recommend that if you come to Valencia and wish to enrich your taste of Spanish culture, try not to miss out on one of the available flamenco shows they have here. We went to the one in La Bulleria, which we found to be nothing short of fascinating. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel.